So, England, semi-final stage. It's all going well. But will it go even better? Will they get to the final and win the thing? Delighted to say former England and Manchester United striker Teddy Sheringham joins us live this morning. Teddy, good morning to you.
Good morning, Jim, Simon, Danny.
Morning, Teddy.
Good morning, mate. We hear you're out in the sunshine on the golf course, are you?
Yeah, early start this morning, mate. We've got sports day this afternoon at school for the kids, so get the golf in early.
Yeah, why not?
Listen, unlike Mr. Murphy, I believe you're off one or two or even better, are you?
Nah, a little bit higher than that, mate.
Is it?
Four-ish, and mates are trying to put me down to 3, but I'm not having any of it.
Teddy, I still remember that time on a course in Singapore when I hit that tree before it went in the water and came back and ended up winning the hole against you.
That's how I remember you, Dan. Lucky git.
Teddy, obviously, we're talking about England being on the brink. They head into their semi-final against the Danes, by which time they will know who's made the final. Will it be Italy? Will it be Spain? We'll get to that in a minute. But what do you think was England's sliding doors moment? What was the win over Ukraine the moment you thought their name's on the trophy? Was the win over Germany the moment you thought, yeah, their name's on it?
I think there's been a few telling moments, Jim, hasn't there? I think playing against Croatia in the first game and the way we dealt with them after losing to them in the World Cup semi-final a few years ago, we didn't give them a chance and snuffed their little tippy-tappy play out of the way, and we scored a goal, got in front and won the game comfortably. That was, you could tell that England had done their homework then, and they dealt with them. And then, everything that they've done so far, there could be sliding door moments because, even drawing against Scotland. We didn't have to win. Scotland were delighted with the draw. Okay, you're happy, we're happy. We're going to the next round. And we've just continuously gone on from there.
You would go with that, Danny, when you look at, the stats prove it, what Teddy's saying. 4 wins from 5, 8 scored, none conceded, is near perfect.
There's a lot of decisions he's made that have gone right for him, isn't it? I think that's been evident. I'm just what you thinking in the next game, Teddy? I was just talking then with the guys about the Danes playing 3 at the back with the wing backs, and we changed, didn't we, for Germany? Do you think he sticks with what we did against Ukraine, or match the Danes up?
I don't know what they're going to do for me. I've not seen an awful lot of the Danes, Dan, but all I know is
flying wing backs they've got. Flying wing backs. Yeah, but
Gareth and his team will have gone into deep thoughts about it. It's not just on a whim to think, this is how we played well in the last game. It's all been thoroughly thought about. And if he thinks it's the right thing to go with wing backs against them, the same way he did with Germany, then that's what he'll do.
Teddy, how does this England side under Southgate compare to yours in '96 when you got to a similar stage? Is there a comparison, and if so, what would you make?
I don't think you compare the two teams. When you look at our team, we was full of captains and senior players and experienced players. This is a team of 1 or 2 captains in there, but a lot of youngsters with a lot of flair, a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of players without any baggage. They don't know about all the times we've missed out because they weren't around for them. So they're just going into it full of fun. I think the fact that we beat Croatia the way we did in the first game and dealt with them, I think they got a lot of belief from Gareth and whatever he was saying and whatever he's gone into with the next game, they believe because it worked out so well in the early stages.
Teddy, when you look at the temperature of the room, from the fans through to the media, look back in '96 about the media's expectations of how England was set up, how they'd play and how the country expected from them. And you now look at the temperature now. What do you make of the two differences between what you experienced in '96 and some of it you might have missed because you were inside a bubble, but looking back retrospectively, and now look at the way the press are different in their engagement with Gareth, different in their engagement with the players. What do you make of the two tournaments in terms of those dynamics?
I think Gareth's had a bit of a touch because the press were very nice to him when we went into the World Cup. There was no real expectation when we went into that World Cup, and I think he's grown from there. I think to be a manager of a club, you've got to be lucky first of all. You've got to work hard. Don't get me wrong, but you've got to get through that period. And now he's got everybody believing in what he does. Some of the decisions he's made a few eyebrows raised, but they've come out winners in everything he's done. So, everyone in the nation is behind him now.
Do you virtually approve? You give the thumbs up to every decision he's made, Terry?
He's got results, Jim.
Yeah, it's probably hard not to, mate. Yeah.
You only question it when the results don't go the right way, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ted, would you just on Harry Kane quickly and the Spurs situation? Do you think it's inevitable he's going, irrelevant of what happens in the tournament? Because there is a bit of chat that if he wins this and lifts the trophy for England, he'd be happier staying at Tottenham because he's won something. I don't concur with that, to be honest.
No, I think he's made his decision. I think he's told Tottenham what he wants to do. I've heard the new director of sport coming in saying that he can't wait to work with Harry. I'm not so sure that's going to be the case. I think you don't know for definite, but as I say, he's made his decision, and he said he wants to go and play with De Bruyne. I want to go at Man City. They're the best team, and I want to play for the best. So I would think that's going to happen.
Teddy, how would you qualify it if we don't, and I don't want to be negative, but if we weren't, and I think we will, but if we weren't to beat the Danish, how would you qualify this tournament?
Well, I've heard you speak for the last couple of weeks, Simon, and you're saying it would be an absolute outrage that we didn't get to the final.
Mm-hmm. Given the draw, Teddy, given the draw that we've had, I think that's fair.
No, I don't think so. I think if you look at the way we've conducted ourselves, the way we've taken games to the opposition, the way we've controlled games, I think there's a marked improvement from before. Which we agree upon. But my point was, Ted, was that if you get a draw in a tournament where you get a depleted German side, you get the Ukrainians and Danes as your vehicle to the final, I think we should be expecting a team to be doing the very things that they're doing. Yeah, but they're still a German team. The Ukrainians wouldn't be. If they'd have got an early goal, they would have been so tough to beat. They know how to play the game. Shevchenko's been around. You're going into this Danish team. They're in the semi-finals as well. They're playing so well. They're no pushover. So you can't just dismiss teams that we've beaten along the way.
I'm not. But when I was asked the question, Teddy, about whether we should be doing something in this tournament and what I thought of it, but my question was actually to you: if we don't beat the Danish, how do you qualify this tournament? In terms of what we've achieved in it,
we won't ever have a better chance than getting to the final of a European Championship. I know home soil is a massive advantage. Euro '96, we should have gone that little bit further, that little bit better, but we didn't. They need to win it. You're right. They won't get a better chance. But as for, I think, embarrassment that if they didn't get to the final is the words you used before, I disagree with that. I think things are moving on very nicely under Gareth, and I think there's an understanding in the way that we're playing.
The words national embarrassment for Mr. Jordan obviously touched a nerve of Teddy Sheringham.
I said this morning to be devastated as a group. I don't know. There's no need to be embarrassed, but they would be devastated because they'd be very aware that might be a last chance.
Without jumping the gun, Teddy, but I will jump the gun. Who'd you rather have in the final? If England get through, Spain or Italy?
I've got an Italian brother-in-law, so I'd love to play against the Italians and have a bit of friction in the final. I think that would be a great final, but let's make sure we get through first of all. I don't really care as long as we get through.
Teddy, if we speak this time next week, mate, will England have won it?
I certainly hope so. I'm on that bandwagon of optimism rolling through my family, so I'm very excited about our prospects. And it's a tough game against the Danes to get through that. They'll be battling for everything they can. They're very organised. They've got players that can win games. It's not an easy one, but as you might rightly point out, it's not a Belgium in full flow. It's not a Spanish team in full flow or a French team. So you're expected to win it. So I expect us to as well.
Teddy, on the next tee, swing slow, keep your eye on the ball. You know the drill, don't you, mate?
Ask Danny all about that.
Yeah.
Good to speak to you. Teddy
Cheers,
Sheringham with
Ted.
us live this morning on talkSPORT.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Thursday morning, 10 till 1. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.